a non-spiritual woman named Delilah got highly upset with being lied to by Samson after 3 times. This account is at Judges chapter 16 verses 4 through 17. And in this account, it speaks about how Delilah was lied to multiple times, but only after the third time something clicked in her to really understand that she was not trusted by Samson. So I'm going to have the account read at Judges chapter 6 verses 4 through 17.
Mountain that faces Hebron. After that, he fell in love with a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. So the lords of the Philistines approached her and said,
"Trick him and find out what gives him such great strength, and how we can overpower him and tie him and subdue him. For this, we will each give you 1,100 silver pieces."
Delilah later said to Samson,
"Please, tell me where your great power comes from and what can be used to tie you and subdue you."
Samson said to her,
"If they tie me with 7 fresh bowstrings that have not been dried out, I will grow as weak as an ordinary man."
So the lords of the Philistines brought up to her 7 fresh bowstrings that had not been dried out, and she tied him with them. Now they set an ambush in the inner room, and she called out to him,
"The Philistines are upon you, Samson."
At that he tore apart the bowstrings just as easily as a thread of flax comes apart when it touches fire. The secret of his power did not become known. Then Delilah said to Samson,
"Look, you have fooled me and told me lies. Now tell me, please, what can be used to tie you?"
So he said to her,
"If they tie me up with new ropes that have not been used for work, I will grow as weak as an ordinary man."
So Delilah took new ropes and tied him with them, and called out,
"The Philistines are upon you, Samson."
All the while the ambush was set in the inner room. At that he tore them off his arms like threads. After that, Delilah said to Samson,
"Up until now you have fooled me and told me lies. Tell me, what can be used to tie you?"
Then he said to her,
"If you weave the 7 braids of my head with the warp thread."
So she fixed them with a pin and called out to him,
"The Philistines are upon you, Samson."
So he woke up from his sleep and pulled out the loom pin and the warp thread. She now said to him,
"How can you say, 'I love you,' when your heart is not with me? These 3 times you have fooled me and have not told me the source of your great power."
Because day after day she kept nagging him and pressuring him, he was weary to the point of dying. So he finally opened his heart to her, saying,
"A razor has never touched my head, because I am a Nazirite of God from birth. If I am shaved, my power will leave me, and I will grow weak and become like all other men."
Okay, so we can see that Delilah, who was trying to set up Samson to be killed, she was lied to by Samson 3 different times. However, she didn't give up. She didn't intensify her efforts until after the 3rd time. she was lied to by Samson. So the first time, she kept moving forward. She failed. The second time, she realized she was lied to, like the first time. Then the third time, she was lied to. Then something clicked. And she got the point that Samson did not trust her. And because of that, she moved to intensify her efforts on a higher level, nagging him to the point where he felt weary. So when something is said 3 multiple times, it is used to emphasize what was said the 3 times. The same as if a kid hurt their knee or something, and the parent goes out and say, "What happened?" And the kid repeating, "It hurts, it hurts, it hurts." They're not repeating it just for fun. They're repeating the same thing to show emphasis on what they are repeating.